Welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Now, let's hear from our host, Andy Albright.
All right, how y'all doing? Good to see y'all. I've got a lot to cover, short time to do it. We can throw down today. So let's see, got Aaron, Aaron, and we got Haji and Tendong. Hey, Ann, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
Right on.
Yes.
I guess we could have, ma'am?
I'm getting there. Doing wonderful.
Is it my hearing or is that not coming in clear? Okay, we're not coming in clearly, and we'll give it a second. Haji, will you say hello?
I'm doing wonderful.
Oh, we don't have Ann. All right, Haji, talk to me.
Yes, sir. I'm doing great. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. Yours is coming in crystal clear. Mommy's it's breaking up, and you froze a couple times. Let's see, and it might settle in. Sometimes these internet things get. There you go, rock it a little bit. That'll get it going. Aaron, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great this morning. You guys can hear and see me okay?
Loud and clear, crystal clear.
Cool.
So, Aaron, tell us a little bit who you are, where you're from, education, military, and what city you live in.
Okay, yeah, I'm Aaron Walker. I'm out of Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. I'm on Team Leventovich. I joined up with the Alliance about 16 months ago after working about 2 months at a 3-letter company I won't mention here. I graduated from Arizona State with a film degree. I worked in Hollywood for about 15 years. Got out of that business during COVID. Ran a restaurant for about 2.5 years before leaving Los Angeles to come to Kansas. And that's when I got into the insurance business. And I'm glad I found a home because I'll be here with the Alliance the rest of my life.
The gratitude thing too, right?
What's that?
The gratitude thing. You're big on that.
I'm grateful I found you guys, the last 18 months. When I moved to Kansas, I didn't know anybody out here. And now I've got family all over the country just joining up with the Alliance here. So I'm grateful for all of the mentorship and the coaching that not only Mike and Noel have been giving me the last 1.5 years, but just all the people I've met at all the conferences, everyone that's helped me along my journey here.
Have you? And money-wise, are you making the kind of money now?
Yeah, I've only never done sales, didn't know much about insurance before I got into this. I'm 42 years old, been working since I was 16, and the last year was the most money I'd ever made my entire career. And this year I'm already on track to make more than last year and tracking for Thailand. So it's exciting times.
Everything. I always tell people there's air that you need and water.
I'm sorry, you're not coming through totally clear. I can't completely hear you.
We're working on technology right now.
Okay.
He's not tickling me. He's working on the wires.
All right, good to know.
Thank you.
I heard something about water or something you said.
Yeah. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Haji, let's do the same thing where you talk about your military, your education, where you're from, where you're born, where you live now, stuff like that.
All right. So, yes, again, I just want to start by saying thank you for having me on here. It's really an honor. And my name is Haji Ngunu, father to 2 beautiful children, and Lady Carol, married. And I served in the United States Marine Corps. Retired out of that, and prior to that, I started working in the insurance field. Just trying from different things, from going door to door to doing other kinds of sales. I really have a passion for the business. I love the intricate transaction that occurs between businesses. So I did that, and then I got out of it. But after I had lost my brother, and we were stuck with a lot of bills, I realized that just that 9 to 5 wasn't cutting it. So we got into it, and with the nudge of my great mother here, we were able to secure financial freedom through the alliance. So that's something that we're truly grateful for.
4 years in the Marines?
6.
6 years. What was your job in the Marines?
I was a 1391 Buckview specialist. That's under the combat engineer and MOS.
Okay. Born in Maryland?
No, sir. No, sir. Born and raised in Cameroon, and came to America about that was 11 years ago, and went to school. Got somewhat of a degree in Cameroon, but then when we came over, we had to reset the whole education because of the different levels of the system set up here. So we went through here, and actually I'm finishing up with my post graduate business management.
MBA.
Yes, sir.
Good job. Appreciate you serving.
Thank you.
Let's see if Ann, see if she comes in clearer this time. Am I coming in clearer?
Yes.
Yes.
Must have worked.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Ann. Clear, crystal clear now.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ann Tendon, mother to Hodgie Carrell, and there were 3 others. Now I just have 3 of them. There were 4. I have 3 of them. Mother to Craig Nguni too, who is also in this business. Yeah, I came to the United States in 2013. I came for visiting. I came for shopping, but I ended up here because my sister told me I couldn't go back, that I had to stay, that there was a lot for me to do here. So I had to bring the boys over, and I've done virtually everything. I have 3 master's degree, started a PhD and suspended it when this insurance arrested me. Should I say that? So I lost my son. That was in 2021 on the 1st of September. And somebody met me and told me about insurance. But then I could not do anything because I was really grieving. So I had to protect the remaining children, then protected my granddaughter. By then I had just 1. So as time went on, I decided to take this right. I changed everything. I graduated that 2024. I graduated with my 3rd degree, a master's in social work, and an embedded bachelor's in embedded certificate in trauma. So I wanted to help people, but I really didn't know how to go about it. I'm a lawyer, human resource director, but then I wasn't really. I thought I saw my niche, so I got into this, and I know I'm an eagle, and eagles can only work with eagles, which is the alliance.
Right. That's right. The baby. That's the way our relationship goes. I'm gonna paraphrase what she said, because I probably know more what she said than y'all said. Haji is her son, and she had 2 other ones. Another one's named Craig, and she had another one she lost randomly. Very bad situation that he passed away, which Haji mentioned. Very random, just freak situation. Great kid, great future, very great health, great head on his shoulders. She was born in Cameroon, and she's got a lot of degrees. I think one of them's got a PhD. Yeah. And she's killing it with us. Usually she talks like that, and then she makes you sign something and get your bank account, and then it's like a big sale. Like a conversation like that. This is correct. I am correct on these things, Ann?
Very correct. You are very correct.
It's because I'm good at stuff like that. But we're glad to have you on here. And I could have had Craig on there, but I was like, I'm going with Aaron. So there you go, Aaron. It was a close call. couldn't decide. And I said, yeah, this is what I went with. Well, I'm glad you guys have joined. Ann is part of Bridget Eminem's team. And did y'all know each other? Were you part of Prime America, Ann, or World Financial Group? Neither one.
Yeah, I was part of not Prime America. I was part of World Financial Group, and I was the fastest ever SMD. I made it in 3 months, something that people make it 2 years, 1 year. I was the fastest, and up to now, nobody has beaten my record. I made it in 3 months.
She had
So
records.
when I came here, I wanted to
World Financial Group. Nobody's broken yet. You're setting records over here too, Ann.
Thank you.
And your boys are doing better over here than they did over there.
True.
I can't.
Audie sitting there just qualified. He just qualified as district manager.
Facts. So I can't help but teach. I love teaching. I love talking to people, helping people succeed. So World Financial Group, WFG, has 3 letters. Aaron said he worked with a company that had 3 letters, but he wouldn't mention the name of the company. So I think it would be okay for him to say something a little more specific, but still stay vague and say, I worked with a company that I will not say the name. It's a great company, but I like it better here. The company, I won't say the name, but it has initials are FF and L. Rather, because there's a lot of companies with 3 initials, Aaron. So you can get initials and still say it was a great company, but I'm glad I'm here.
The one I worked for started with an A and ended with an L.
Well, then see, there's a 3rd company. I thought you had. See, it's too vague. What?
AIL.
The initials are AIL.
Yeah.
You're not going to say the name of the company. That way you can't really, you're like, I didn't say the company. Most of life is trying to be just right. Okay? There's extreme and there's vagueness. There's completely naked and there's wrapped up in sweatpants and sweatsuit and hoodie. You with me? Who agrees that somewhere in between is probably better? Raise your hand or don't. Do you know what you're raising your hand for? See, some people, they talk to you like this. They don't tell you, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Where are you from? Well, for me to know and you to find out. What's your name? It's Puddentane. Ask me again and tell you the same. Like, what is it? And then other people, you ask them their name, I go, well, I was born in 1964. My mama's name was Vern. Her mama's name is Bertha. You're like, whoa. You with me? Extremes. You with me? This way, that way. And everybody thinks that they're perfectly in the middle. Niche. Everybody thinks they're perfectly in the middle. Now, here's what people say. They say things to me like, well, I don't think I'm perfect. And I go, really? Let me ask you this. Do you think you're pretty much in the middle, not overdressed and not underdressed? Is that what you think? Or do you think you're stupid and you dress way too much or you're way under that? And they go, pretty much in the middle. I'm a little bit toward the conservative. I'm a little bit towards this. And I'm going like, it's usually not true. Like people are way over here or way over there. Now, what I say is, let's look at the results. Because typically, like we've got the best basketball team, but then our record sucks. What? You see what I'm saying? Like we got the right amount of shooting, the right amount of defense, the right amount of technique. How many games you winning? We ain't won no games, but I think we're pretty much balanced and perfect. So my deal is the results. However, like when he said the 3-letter company, you don't know if he was wrong or right. Like, so what I'm telling you is, if you study what's most extreme and then what's most vague, people talk too much, people don't talk enough. Study it. So I was listening to 50 this morning, and he's a rapper. I don't know if y'all ever heard of him, but he was saying that if you study this versus this, and you can figure this out, like in what's the guy? Is it Napoleon? That was a war guy. He would study stuff like when he saw something wrong, he'd take advantage immediately of the other people and just destroy them.
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great. Okay, so he would watch the enemy and he studied the nuances of everything that's going around in his world, in the war world. So in our business, we're in the recruiting and selling and building business. That's what they call it, the one thing we do, recruit, sell, and build. So if you're in the Army business, we're in the acquisition business or we're in the defense business. You define what you're in and then you study all the details about it. So I sent a message out and I said, how would you like to have free leads, an automatic residual income, and travel the world and never work? And then I said, wouldn't that be nice? But we all know that's not true. I thought about it and I go, you know what? It really can be true. Depends on what you define as work. And in America today, there's a lot of people that have never worked. Okay? Like I worked on a farm. We call it primed tobacco. Some people call it pulling tobacco. Some people call it harvesting tobacco. And the way they do it in North Carolina, as opposed to some other countries and different places, and even in America, is they have a plant that's usually about this tall usually. And it's just one stalk comes up and then their leaves come out from it. So it just looks like it's not much different than a sunflower. It's not a sunflower plant, but the stem comes up and the leaves are just, it doesn't have it's not a tree. The limbs don't go out and then there's leaves. It's just the leaf comes out from the stalk. And the way it ripens is the first leaves on the bottom get ripe first. So you have to bend over. Now you can't see how far I'm bending over, but the first leaves are like this high off the ground, right down there where the honeysuckles are and the snakes are and the dirt is. And you reach down and you just get way down there and you go all the way around the plant and you just pull off all the leaves. Leaves are about that long. And you just pull maybe 4 of them on the bottom and you pull those leaves off and then you put them under your arm because you get ready to go to the next plant, which is about this far. You take about a whole step, maybe a step and a half, and you reach down there and you grab some more and put it up under here like that right there. That's work. And you do that until there's so many you can't carry no more. And then you got to haul it over to the trailer and put it on the trailer right. And then you got to go back and find your spot and start doing it again. And it might be 300, 400, 500 yards. And you get down to the end and you come back and there's other people beside you and you got to keep up because you don't want to be called names out there in the field. And these are not sanitary plants. I don't even have to know how to describe to you what gum is, but it's just nicotine and tar. It's just getting filthy. And by the way, when you go out there, it feels like it's about 35 or 40 degrees. And you got long sleeve hurts because you're freezing. And when you touch that limb, you got dew on it or water. And that water goes through and it gets all in your eyes and it burns like hell. And you got a hat on because you sure as hell don't want your head to have gum in it. Gum, it's like chewing gum, like matted gum. And then by 10 o'clock, the temperature gets right. It's kind of comfortable. Well, at noon, it's about 450 degrees. The sun's beating down on your ass. Holy shit. Make me want to go sell some insurance right now. It's insanity. If you've never done anything like that, if you've never run I would say people, if you ain't never hoed watermelon plants, I'll say hoeing's different in North Carolina than it is in Las Vegas. It's a whole different program. You take a stick, and it's got a metal piece on the end, and you guide that metal piece, and you chop the bad plants, but you leave the good plants. Now, for God help, if you chop a good plant, some old man might beat your ass right out there in the field. And they don't say like, don't do it again. They'd beat the shit out of you. You'd be like, I ain't gonna do it again. And it's just, you get blisters on your hand. And then this is, for most people, this would be terrible. But if you ever, what the hell is it that you hold the handles and it's got like a motor on it and it's got tiller. Hand tiller. Because it's got a tiller and it's chopping the ground and you just holding that damn thing down and it's just freaking, that's to me, that's work. To me, that's work.
It's work.
To me, that's work. Haji, you ever did any kind of work like that? You got anything where you sweat? I ain't talking about lifting no weights in a sanitary gym. That is not work.
Oh yes, no. We actually, prior to this, also we actually ran our own landscaping and home management company, ANC Services. We did everything from tree removal to lawn mowing to weed whacking and even house clearing and everything of that sort. We did.
You've done that before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have worked before.
So I mean, we're raising a whole generation of kids that never done that. I don't think my kids ever done that. I don't think.
Yeah, my goal is to make sure my kids don't.
Somebody asked me, "You gonna train your son to mow the yard?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I put him on lawnmower, run around one time." He come back and said, "Get off," and I said, Todd, get back or Mark, we had different names. I said, what you do is you keep going around until there ain't no more grass this tall, all of us that tall. You got it? He said, yeah, I got it. All right. Train. I mean, it ain't like, it's not rocket science. You know, so I don't think Spencer's ever done that kind of work. Like where, you know, how about you, Walker? You ever done any kind of work like that?
I never did landscaping or construction or anything, but when I first started in the TV world, I used to carry around one of those big 40-pound beta cams and, you know, be shooting stuff for about 12 hours a day in all kinds of conditions. So a lot of sweat equity, yes.
That's work.
Yeah.
And you ever done physical work like that with all your PhDs and degrees and education? You ever did physical work like that?
Yeah, I've done some physical work like roofing, dry walls, landscaping. I do it when we own that business, ANC Services LLC. We're doing a lot of landscaping, tree removal, all those things. When the people don't do it, I was supervising, but I had to go hands on to show them that I can do it, so that I lead from in front. So I have done it. I've done landscaping, and I like doing it. It's just like I'm doing sports.
You did drywall. I'm gonna tell you what, that's a job. I've watched them do drywall and get tired. I'm not doing that one. All right. So if that is work, then what I've got to do in this, what I've started doing in this is it's not really work. Leads. Like people say, I want to buy what you're selling. And you can pay $20 or $50. I mean, that's unbelievable because how about this? How many of y'all raise even the ones on the street, raise your hand if you've ever done door to like knocking on doors. Y'all here, who's knocked on doors? 1, 2. You knocked on doors? You've done door knocking?
I've never knocked on doors anyway.
What'd you do door knocking for?
Here.
For here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You took leads and you're knocking. All right. Debbie?
Same thing, leads. I door knocked from Virginia state line all the way to Ocean City, Maryland with leads.
So we've door knocked some with leads here. That's good. It's the hardest thing about the door knock is raising your hand and hitting and learning that this is not the way you do it. And I don't know if they taught you this, but here's the way you knock on doors. People say, well, do you first knock like? No, it's a waste of time. I just go right in with a bam, bam, bam. Like I want them to think the cops are there. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm busy. People say, did anybody ever come out and ask what's wrong? I go, no. You do like this, come outside and open the door. What's up? I never had a problem with it. Ever. And I've done a lot of it. Now, worse is if you tap like this and you get all the way down to the next house and you look back and they're coming out and you're like, but you give them old the FBI's here, knock. They'll come on. All right. So I'm gonna talk about a little bit today about how you can do this where it's not even work like that. Recruiting can feel like work. We've got recruiters here, marketing representatives, excuse me. And you're on the phone talking to these, I don't know how you say, dum-dums. That's the word I'm going with. It's almost like work. It's just like, because it's monotonous. So I was traveling this week in a different country looking at incentive opportunities for 2027, like where we could put a contest together and people could go there for free. And I got all excited and I fired up and I cut this audio called the 3-foot rule. And I put it out, and I'm not sure how many people heard it, but it seems like a lot of people heard that audio of what the 3-foot rule is. Did y'all hear that audio? Haji, raise your hand. Ann, anybody here heard it? Y'all heard it? Did you hear it, Taylor? Okay. So I want to talk about it a little bit. I want to talk a lot about it. I've created a nice lifestyle, a nice situation. I'm not a multi-billionaire, but a couple jets, three nice homes, maintenance person at each home, full-time, 40 hours a week, keeps everything pristine. If you like sports, season tickets, like on the court, on the basketball court, on the football field. Let's be clear. And a seat. I don't stay on the whole. I mean, it's a hot day. I'm not staying on the field the whole time. First of all, I wear shorts and flip flops, and then I sit there at about 1/4. Then I'm going to my suite, get something to drink and some air conditioning. Now, let me be clear. It's air conditioned, but the windows are open. So they can hear me. Well, they can't really hear me because they're up high. Y'all tracking with me? Like, that's pretty cool. On the field and suite tickets. Because so sometimes whoever's distributing my tickets, my staff, they're like, so you have 4 more? And I go, nah. Or 2 more? I go, no, those are not available. Those will stay open. Those tickets seem like they're not used. But they are used because they're my seats and I want them sitting there. So it's created cool stuff like that, and got to do some things. And what I'm going to tell you is, listen to me. I'm estimating 90% of that business, and of my lifestyle, has created because of the 3-foot rule. People that I meet and talk to and build a relationship with and create a business with. Now, yesterday, as I landed, I get in the car with the private driver, and immediately I know he's not from here with his accent, and turns out he's from Pakistan. And then immediately I start talking about the countries I've been near him, and then I'm telling him what I was doing there, and then he knows, he gets it. Like, he's talking to me about what I'm doing. He's talking about their ibex in Pakistan, their ibex. He's talking about their markhor, and it's just, we're just talking. And I'm going like, and my business does not have anybody from Pakistan, but I would really like somebody that I can get to know from Pakistan, because he's want to host me. He's like, come on over. I mean, keep in mind, this was a, I don't know, Jess, 15, 25 minutes. No, it was further because of chaos in New Jersey. A 30-minute drive. But a 30-minute drive, like, we go back. Like, me and this guy go back. You know what I mean? Like, I know all about his life. She's got 2 kids. He's married a girl from America. I know his family did in Pakistan, and he eats udon. Nobody knows the language. Udon, Urdu. She speaks Urdu, a little bit of Hindi, really good English, crazy accent, but really good English. And he's married to a girl from America. But I'm saying that, like, we're tight. So I'm texting with him while I'm in the car with him. just make sure I get his name right. And then I text him in this morning. Hopefully he's on this call watching. But who knows what that could, to me, that don't seem like work. Like I've met a guy who wants me to come to his country and he's going to host me. Like there's this guy named Adaki. He's from Nigeria. And like, he's like, come on to Nigeria. And he's got government connections. And he's like, come on. Well, then I got Ann. She's like, Nigeria, come to Cameroon. So when I was younger, some old people say I'm still young, but when I was younger, people would say to me, they said, if you build a network of people across the United States, you'll have connections for dinner places, concerts, football games, basketball games, anything you want to do. If your network's big enough, it'll change your life. And if they're connected in a business, you'll also make hundreds of millions of dollars in addition to having somebody you can pick up the phone and call. So that's what I did. I don't think it's work, but maybe some people do. But I think you'd have to, first of all, I'm not going to argue with about it because I could care less what kind of like what you think. If it's work or not. For me, it's been fun. I guess if you don't like people, or you don't like travel, or you don't like food, or drinks, or, or ball games, and I go, what do you like? You know, it's just been kind of ridiculous what I've got to do because of talking to my friends. And I hear all kinds of excuses of why people won't do it. But to me, the excuses are just veiled. They're just silly. Before I keep going down this route, we got a lot of new people listening. Like, this is not a requirement. You can make $250,000 and never meet anybody new except for leads. A leads is where somebody responds and they said they want to find out how to do estate planning. They want to learn how to keep the government taking their money when they die, and so their kids get the money. They want to avoid probate. They want to avoid taxes. So I guess it's kind of like talking to new people, but I never felt like, I always thought like talking to leads is they want to buy something and I want to sell them what they want to buy. This is their interest. So I talk to them about their interest. Like if you're scared to do that, you're a fraidy cat and a scaredy cat, and you're afraid not, and you're a mess. So I can't fix that. But now what I'm talking about is if you go like, that's not a problem. I'm not scared to call people that have answered a lead. Well, if you're there, and we got a lot of people there, okay, a lot. I was looking at some numbers here. Eric Belair is a Marine, and he is he's made over $500,000 this year calling up leads and going to their house. Now, what Mary said and what Debbie said is, if they have a lead, if you filled out a lead and they call you and call you and call you and you don't respond, they'll come to your house and knock on the door and they go, hey, you filled out this lead. To me, that's not scary either, because we're holding up a piece of paper, they filled this out. I'm talking about going a little bit, I'm talking about going a little bit crazier though. I'm talking about just going crazy with his son. Aaron, Haji, Ann, I don't think I got to sell you on this, Ann, because I think you're already there. But we call the 3-foot rule, is if people would get within 3 feet of you, you reach your hand out and you say something to them and start talking to them. Now, there's a risk involved. It's called embarrassment. Okay. I would rather get embarrassed than get a blister any day of the week. I would rather get embarrassed than get up at 5 o'clock and go out in the field. So that's probably what it comes down to is, are you scared to get embarrassed? In other words, your feelings. So this game that I've been playing for 33 years now is right in between your head And it's kind of like you got this argument. You got one side talking to you. This is inside your own head going like, don't do it. He's trying to trick you. You'll get embarrassed. You just get a normal job. You don't have to meet people. It'll be easy. And then this one guy's going like, what are you, stupid? Go for it. Get rich like him. Copy him. Go network. Meet people. Don't be scared. You meet people. People are the spice of life. Who knows? You might meet, your wife there, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend. You might meet somebody that takes you hunting in another country, or takes you somewhere like this. Like this is exciting. That's the way I see it. If I can get you there, Aaron, and are we on the same page? We are saying the same thing?
Yes, the same thing.
So you learn how to do it. Now, Miguel is a new friend of mine, and I can't tell you what country he's in, but talking to Miguel, and we're talking about what people don't understand is you got to go make it happen. And he was saying that people say, practice makes perfect. And we say, not true. Perfect practice makes perfect. An example that he gave was taxi drivers. They practice driving all the time, but my experience has been they're terrible. Really bad. I'm pretty sure I would have died twice if I hadn't have said, hey. Jessica?
Facts.
I needed the facts. God. So learning how to do it and then practice it. Like, how do I remember what Miguel, that example? The reason I remember that example is I practiced remembering examples, and I've practiced with names, and I've got all these little techniques that I've learned over the years, and I'm trying to give them to you. Like, this is one of my techniques. This is how I know everybody's name, because they draw it out based on where you're sitting. And then I can look at it. So when I go to a meeting, if I'm in a business meeting, if you could get close enough to see what I'm doing, as they're introducing themselves at a table, I'll write down their names where they sit on the table. And during the meeting, if I'm talking to them, I'll look back at it and I go like Mitch. So you said, let's use this mic. I think it's turned on. You just need to talk into it. If you have it out here, it don't work as good as if you have it right here. And see, like, that's another thing I do. Like, people hand people a mic and they think they know how to do it. And the person may have never used a mic in their life. And it's just bizarre to me that people don't. Mitch, tell them, just talk to me, but talk into them. I think it's not going to be loud.
Okay.
Tell me your name and where you're from.
Mitchell Clemens, and I'm from Snellville, Georgia.
So is that close to Atlanta, Snellville?
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes out.
45 minutes, southeast, west. Where is it from Atlanta?
It's in east.
East of Atlanta.
Yeah.
So let me give you this. There's so many things I'm doing, Aaron, while I'm talking. Like, when I ask a person where is Snellville from Atlanta, one is I'm learning where Snellville is from Atlanta. The other thing I'm learning is, do they know east from west from south? And if a person goes like, I really don't know, then I'll go, do you know where Atlanta is on the map? Is your city below it? And they go, yeah. I go, then you're south. But I don't change my expression. I just go, oh, that's south. Because people don't like it when you tell them they're wrong or when you make fun of them. So he says east, I'm going to go with east. And then I go like, damn, I think I know somebody from down there. That's my excuse for doing Snellville. You're hoping it's east, aren't you? It's east. Oh, he said, oh, it's east. Snellville, Georgia. Because then I'll know, like, is it? Look at there. See, there's Atlanta and there's Snellville. So it's east, a little bit northeast. But so like, aha, oh. So this is for my marketing reps. Like, if a person don't know where they live, and you think they're going to be great. See, you're betting, and that would be like betting that we're going to draw an ace and then we're going to draw another ace. You're going to lose a lot of money
Every time.
by thinking that's going to happen.
Right.
You see what I'm saying, Aaron? That's why I call it recruiting. It's really interviewing. So I get in the car yesterday and I go, man, appreciate you picking up. Another thing, people love gratitude and, compliments. I always tell people compliments get you there when people start telling me stuff good about me. I go, tell me more. I want to hear more, because then I like them more. The more good stuff they tell me about me, the more I like them more. So I'm like, man, I appreciate you picking this up. Man, it's hot as hell. Got in here, got the air conditioning on full speed. And I get in there and I'm like, thinking the questions I can ask him. Here's what I went with. How many languages you speak? And he was like, Urdu, what was it? Urdu, a little bit of Hindi, a little bit of English. So I'm thinking, he's that area of the world. And I was like, what part of India? He's like, I'm not India, I'm Pakistan. I said, aha. Okay, so now I'm going like, from now on, I know if somebody says Urdu and Hindi, not necessarily in Indian, it could be different other countries. So I pull up, his country and I'm looking at it and see what it's near. I did on my phone, pulling up where it is, and I'm just chit-chatting. And what brought you to the U.S.? Now, here's what he could say. None of your business. He could say, how many languages you speak? I'm ready for that one. Redneck and regular English. And un poco español. And I'm not going to say any other language so I can give my hints, but I know how to say da, and expectancy Dutch and a couple words, but basically redneck and English, right? So I'm ready for it. Okay. So then here's some other questions. What brought you to our country? And welcome to America, by the way. What brought you here? So like I'm dying to ask you the same thing. What brought you here? You're down to answer. So let's hear it, Mitch. What brought you to America? Mike up.
Yeah, I moved to the States in the early 90s due to a civil war in my country, Liberia in West Africa.
So Mitch and I were talking about Rwanda and the Civil War, and he said, happened the same thing in my country. And I was like, I'm not familiar with your Civil War.
Yeah.
And I'm barely familiar with their Civil War.
Yeah, it was like you said earlier, so it's a lot of tribal misunderstandings, and it's seeds planted, so he and I could be getting along great, and when somebody come along and go, hey, he told me he don't like you, just so you know. I know he's laughing with you, but he don't like you. And I think what we were missing was him coming over to go, hey, man, he going to him and squaring it off. I'm just acting off of what I heard. Now I'm building a defense. He doesn't allow defense and all this stuff. So
it's all.
Yeah.
That's what happens in business all the time. Lack of communication, lack of understanding, lack of empathy. Okay, so when you're meeting people, the 3-foot rule, you want to practice all the empathy, communication, understanding, and trying to understand where people come from, and then trying to relate where you come from. But keep it in mind, as you're talking to them, there's talking too much, and there's not talking enough.
Right.
And learning what that balance is. Like if they tell you to go take a hike or to F something.
Right.
Go ahead.
So I'm saying, yeah, if they're busy on their phone or something or being distracted, it won't be wise to keep at them with the, talking. Like you said, learn to read the room. Right.
What language you speak?
Depends. There, of course, there's about 16 languages in my country alone.
Can you guys hear what he's saying? You can hear Mitch loud and clear. Haji, can you hear him?
Yes, so there's about 16 languages in my country, and I'm glad I speak about 3 of them.
How many languages in your country?
16.
60 or 16?
16.
16 languages in the country he speaks.
Three. So like how there's 50 states in America. Like each state will have its own dialect.
And you really can't understand 47 of the states.
Can, because we kind of share, say this and so we kind of, maybe not in depth. Few people, family members that can speak like 10 of them. but you share the language. So like, I say ball this way. How you call ball? And then now I know. And then I ask how you say this, and then so we share.
So we've got a thing called, we call it the New American Movement,
Right.
because it seems like a lot of Americans have got fat and lazy and not ambitious, very content. They don't want to do all they can do.
Right.
All right. And I'm okay with them. But it seems like when I meet people from other countries, like they work. They don't see television as a requirement in their life.
Right.
Their life is more entertaining than a sitcom. But Americans, they can tell you, I mean, they've watched every episode of this series,
Right.
and then every one of this series. And it's just like, I'm not mad at them.
Right. But look, I think it's environmental, right? There's nothing like sitting down back home for me, it's for the elderly. Your grandma sit down, but that's after she's done working. Your grandpa sit down, that's after he's done working, like you say, tilling the yard, or they're doing stuff. It's always movement. It's constant movement. Do something. Go visit somebody. And if I'm going to visit somebody, I'm going to walk there. I'm not going to hop in a cab to go there, So
I'm just going to tell you, my daddy, he worked all the time.
Yeah.
The only time you get my daddy sit down and watch television might be wrestling.
Right.
Now wrestling, I understand why people watch wrestling. It's entertaining. It's athletic.
Right.
It's a sport, and it's real. And it's not like this fake, like, I love you. Like, you understand, he don't love her. He's married to somebody else. And on television, he's saying he loves this person. He don't love this person.
Right.
Or he's pretending like he's a cop. Like, he's not a cop.
Right.
He's an actor.
Right.
But in wrestling, it's the real deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you watch television, they're not even pregnant. They got like a
prosthetic.
They got a pillow in there. But with wrestling, baby, you got up in a little bit shorts. It's the real deal.
You break your neck.
And all that blood coming down, people like, it's fake. I go, man, you ever seen Wahoo McDaniel go up there, he had scars all over. His whole head was just scars where he had stuff beat out of him. That's the only thing I saw my daddy watch television. He didn't watch television, nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, like sports. Sports is the only thing they'll probably sit down and watch a little bit.
Sports, yeah. I don't like it on TV. Too much.
Right.
I like it in person. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like people watch these. Oh my God! It's like I don't know. I don't know. I guess their life's so damn boring that's entertainment.
Is a distraction. I think it's a distraction. It's sometimes
come over here and talk to us. Come here and get you. You're gonna earn the spot right here. Come over here. You got to bring him Mike with you because they're going like, why is he letting him talk and then he can't see him? We'll go tight. So, all right, talk to me, man. So what is it?
I think it's a distraction. You know what I mean? Sometimes your life ain't going as well, but you watch somebody else going through something and then you're like, great, that's great. Or, your boss making you mad and you live, you kind of, you live vicariously through what you see on TV. So.
Yeah, you live in a fake life because he ain't even a real cop.
Yeah, but they
shoot somebody, fake blood.
We're in the era now of everything is fake. It's fake till it's real. So,
okay, Aaron, did I get to you a little bit? Have I got to you a little bit? Is this helping?
Oh yeah.
Would you like to say something?
Well, about the distractions thing for sure. Like that used to be my life before I kind of started my own business. So now it's like any minute I'm not doing something for my business, I feel like I'm falling behind, so I don't like distractions, even sitting down and reading for 15 minutes, my mind's wandering about, my business and everything. But before, when I used to work other industries, when I was just working for a paycheck, it was like I would clock out and just go home and play video games, watch TV, watch movies, just waste away my evening not doing anything productive. So, I've trained myself now to where 6 days a week, if I'm not with my kids, I'm focusing on work every minute I'm awake.
You know, people call it workaholics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who said that's a bad thing? Like, I think exerciseaholics is bad. You're like, you think so, really? I go, sure. I think what I think. You think what you think working's bad? I think exercising too much is bad. I think you need to work about your billfold, not your biceps. I think you're unbalanced. You got big arms and a little pocketbook. You know what I'm talking about?
That makes sense, yeah. Balance. Keep everything in balance. Keep everything in balance. That's the goal, you know. Can't be too far extreme in any direction. So.
All right. Is Liberia still a mess right now? Are they recommending I don't go right now?
You can. I've been going for the past 7 years. I have a foundation back there.
You're not scared?
Never been scared. I think that's my gift and curse. I don't have.
Should I be scared to go there?
I mean, if you go with me, no.
I ain't going without you.
Yeah, then we good.
You're part of my network.
All day. We can do that. That's not a problem. Yeah. So Liberia is it took a long time. You know, it kicked off. The war kicked off in 1989, and it was over in 2003. And since 2003, it's been buzzing along. You know, nothing too fast, nothing too slow, but taking along.
When we had a civil war, I was not around, so I don't know how it went down. But they called it the North versus the South.
Yeah.
What was yours called?
It was like I said, it was a tribal conflict because it was one tribe.
Yours was tribe against tribe. Tribe A against tribe B.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
We'll clarify it just a little bit more.
Well, so the president at the time, he was asked by the U.S. government to leave, right? To leave because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be.
I have noticed my country is big on telling other countries what to do.
Well, you know how I go.
I don't know.
You know. So he wouldn't leave. So they basically freed a guy who was here in prison. He had stolen some money from Liberia, embezzled like $2 million.
Allegedly.
No, he didn't. He allegedly took it. Yeah. So he took the money and he was here serving a jail sentence because they had locked him up in Massachusetts. Well, magically he ends up in the bordering country next to Liberia. It's called Sierra Leone. Then next he's found in Ivory Coast, which is another country that borders us on the south. So everybody's wondering, like, okay, how did this guy magically end up from Massachusetts here? And all of a sudden now he has a big army and they're fully funded and trained and everything. And he is basically tasked with getting the president out since he won't leave. The president decides that America is not listening to him anymore, so anybody can get it, basically, right? Right. So the guy who's coming, that came from Massachusetts, the former prisoner, he teams up with another guy who's well-versed in military tactics. He's a guerrilla expert and all, guerrilla warfare expert, named Prince Johnson. So Prince Johnson, his tribe is called the Gio tribe. The president is from a tribe called the Krahn, Krahn, right? And Gio is Gio. So he's like, oh, that's who you with? Okay, from now on, anytime you see a Gio person, take care of them, right? So it starts off this little, back and forth. The president comes on TV and goes, hey, they're lying. I didn't say anything like that. I actually love Gio people. So I tell you what, why don't you come? I'll create he asked the church to open up the facility so these guys could come over. Like he said, I'm not, okay, so he sent some troops to that area where the Gio people were, and he attacked them, like attacked a village.
Yeah.
When the news came out, he said, I didn't do anything to show you, it's all good. Why don't you come to the city and I'll house you guys? I don't know why they fell for it, but they came over. And
wipe them out.
Yeah. It was a massacre. Yes. Yeah. So that was the first time I ever saw a dead body or came across anything like that.
How old were you? You were there when it happened?
Yeah. The war started, I was 10. I had just turned 10. Yeah. And I was there for about 2 years of it, and then we left. Yeah. So when it was a mess. It was a mess.
So here's kind of how I do it, Haji. At this point, at this juncture, I say something like, "I like you a lot. You ever thought about getting rich, wealthy?
Yeah. I got
Are you
that work.
already wealthy?
Yeah, in a lot of other ways, not financially.
Yeah.
But in a lot of other ways, yeah.
Like what?
I mean, since I've been here, I've been trying to get back home. So I've been trying to put things in play to go back home and build. Everybody think I'm crazy for the last 7 years. I get called all kind of names and whatever. You wasting your time. What are you doing that for? You know?
You mean because you're going back,
And
or
helping
because
me.
of what you're doing here?
Because I'm going back. I mean, I'm here working and I'm doing stuff, but my whole goal is to get back home. You know what I mean? I take my kids. They went back home with me last year. Both my little daughters.
How old are your kids?
11 and 7.
So I say again, have you ever given any thought to creating wealth here in America?
Yes, every day. Yes, I mean, I have a little investment portfolio. Been familiar with.
Have you made? What's been your best way? Now, see, time out. You can't listen to this part because I'm interviewing and
Right.
recruiting you,
Right.
so you can't hear me talking about behind the scenes what I'm thinking. Okay, so okay, all right. So I've asked him 2 times about getting rich. And I'm not disappointed in his replies whatsoever. I'm not discouraged. I'm not frustrated. No more than if he told me he lived in the South, when in fact it was east of Atlanta when he said South. But because you see, I might try less if I thought he was dumb. You with me? But because he's very smart, he's being very honest. Here's what you get at old traditional Americans. Okay, you listen again. Traditional Americans, what they'll say is, of course, everybody wants to go rich. And I immediately go, 1 check mark on the stupid side. What a freaking I mean, and you could say he's not stupid, he's just ignorant. I go, whatever. It's going to take me a long time to break this cycle of dumbness in this person's. I mean, and if you ever said that, don't, it's just one mistake, move on. But then if you don't know where you live, that's a big problem. You don't know what your husband does for a living or how your daddy's job is. You know, after about so many dumb checks, I'll be like, hey, Patrick, recruit this guy. Or Madison, this would be a great one with you to work with. No worries, I'm not working with him. So always be leery when I pass somebody off to you. Because 1, I might be busy. I might like you, or I might think they're too dumb for me to deal with. Does that make sense? You hear what I'm saying, Haji? I'm interviewing. So he ain't say, yeah, of course everybody wants to get rich. He's like, my biggest concern is Liberia, and I really want to make a difference there. And also people with passion. Or like, say it again. A why, a reason, a purpose, something they would die for. Those people is who you're looking for. Because money's weird. You can read all kinds of books. Money's odd. It's so elusive. Usually money needs to catch you. Like if you chase money, it'll run away from you. But if you chase something else, it'll chase you. All you gotta do is slow down a little bit. I do that like my wife sometimes. She'll be chasing me around the house. I slow down every once in a while, let her catch me. You do the same thing with money. You do the same thing with money. You just slow down every once in a while, let it catch you. You know? You chase Jane, you don't catch her, but all right.
It's a fact.
Give me a facts.
No, that's facts. We know, for real. If you chase anything, especially money, that's been my life. It's funny. That's why I'm laughing, because the more I focus on money, the more it runs away. But when I focus on other things, I'm surrounded by it every time. So
facts. Okay. All right. So have you ever felt like that there was a possibility in America that you were in the right place at the right time and you could create some wealth and take that wealth back to Liberia and do some things with it?
yeah, okay. So I just spent the last 6 months. I came back in November, but from June 15th to November 15th, I was in Liberia last year.
Okay.
I said to myself, I had a plan. I laid out a plan of what I wanted to do upon my return.
Yeah.
Before I left, my cousin asked me to go and sit with her to talk to her spiritual advisor about something.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a little reluctant to because I was busy. But I was like, all right, let's go. I go, the guy.
Can y'all hear him? Okay.
Yeah, I go and the guy, he's talking to me and he's like, I see a lot of light around you. Appreciate it.
I see that.
And we're talking and he goes, the next time you're in Liberia, you're going to be coming with millionaires and billionaires. Okay. I left. I laughed because I told my cousin, I was like, see, that's why I didn't want to come. Billionaire, I'm going to meet a billionaire.
Right.
You know? But I'm laughing. And I go, so the former president, just a little side note, the former president is a soccer icon, George Weah.
Okay.
I know him. I personally know him, but we haven't spoken in like 15, 20 years or so. Ironically, the guy who's driving me around is his driver. Right? So I go, okay, maybe that's the millionaire he's talking, you know. I was like, I can't. But I just kind of dismissed it. I was like,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
So when I come across Mr. Dukes, who recruited my brother Hassan, and Hassan is telling me about this, and he's all smiles, and Hassan doesn't talk for more than 45 minutes, and he talked about Alliance for 2 hours and 45 minutes to me. So as he's talking, and he can't stop smiling, I'm just like, okay. When I talk to Joe, after we get off the phone, that's what he meant. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't think outside of Liberia at the point. So I'm like, yeah, millionaire here. They're around. I don't know where I'm going to come across.
Right.
But when I found out the link to the president, I was like, maybe that's it, you know. But when I talked to Hassan and we started talking more about the Lions, I was like, maybe that's what that guy meant.
Did you reconnect with your soccer friend when you were out there?
No, because, you know, he's the former president, so he's busy, you know.
So wait a minute, soccer player's former president?
Yeah. George Weah.
So he was a great soccer player and he's president.
Yeah, he's the only African-born soccer player to ever win the Ballon d'Or.
What say Haji?
Oh, he's iconic. He's iconic. His name is sealed in history. Like he said, first soccer player. Well, one of the only soccer players to win the Ballon d'Or, born in Africa.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. Listen to Taylor. This is how I make money. This is what other people don't do. Like I got a guy right now, hates his upline. Because all he ever wants to talk about is how much he sold and how much he recruited. He's ignorant when it comes to business, but he thinks he's smart because all he ever talks about is business. All I ever talk about is business. But this is the way I talk about business. This is how I've learned history. This is how I've learned geography. Like I get the story, the way he told it about the Civil War. Is that what you call it?
That's what it was.
Is you won't read it like if you read it in the books. First of all, you got to read a book this thick, and you're going to know see this much, like nothing. Versus he tells it, got it, and you go like, well, what if he's wrong? I go like, I guess it's possible he's wrong, but we only wasted 5 minutes. If he's wrong, you read a book that thick, you've wasted all kinds of mental space to be head faked. And what if they're wrong? And I talk to people every day. They've never heard of they don't know about the Civil War, the genocide in these countries, and they don't understand. They go like, I just want our country. How about these Americans? I just want our country to be like other countries like Liberia and Rwanda. And like, you know, like, you hear Americans say that?
Well, I've heard them say they like back home, I think two things, right? Even though it's a little harder, in some ways it's easier. And in America,
it's easy. You can tell you how it's easier. In America, you can only bribe people at the high levels, like president. And you try to bribe a cop here, it's a no-go. Like you drinking and driving, you can't give them $1,000, nothing, get out of it. Now over there,
that's a
bribery is equal at the top, at the bottom. The people at the bottom, that's what makes it harder.
Well, I'll tell you why bribery is a thing. I'll tell you why bribery is a thing back home. One thing, as far as Liberia, from the time I was a kid, the company my mom worked for, they got paid on time, right? But in Liberia, it still is the case now. There's people who work. We're in July now. Okay, so August, right? Yeah. So you're getting paid in August for January, February, and March. You're getting paid in August.
In America, if you quit paying them for 1 week, they go home.
You already know.
They go home.
I worked at a job one time. There was a mess up with the checks. People didn't get direct deposit didn't go through. The lobby was filled with everybody whose paperwork didn't, their money didn't go through, and some family members and all that. So I already know. But back home is kind of normal. You just, when you get paid, you get paid.
Listen, the power goes out. What do?
Well, back home,
do something different.
Yeah, get a candle.
Get a candle. Go outside where it's light.
Make do.
All right. So this is how to do business. So Dukes. So I hire a guy who hires a guy who hires a guy. I'm trying to get down to somebody I know, and then I know Alex Abian. Okay. So a bunch of people. Then I know this Filipino dude with the Air Force. With the Air Force, and he graduated from the Air Force. He's got an accounting degree, and then he hires this guy who hires somebody who knows Mike Leventovich. These people from the Polish world, right? Leventovich, and then they hire somebody who hires somebody who hires somebody who's a little cuckoo who hires Joe Dukes, and then Joe Dukes hires Hassan. I'm thinking he might have hired somebody else before Hassan. He thinks Hassan. He might have hired Tim before Tim hired Hassan. And then Hassan takes me to Mitch. Like this, you're literally like 20 people from me. But not everybody sticks. Just like if I hired 12 people, I hired Tom, I hired Dick, I hired Mary, I hired Steve. I had 12 people. Not all of them going to stick. If I do it like this, it goes down like this, not all of them going to stick either. But your quality improves and your diversity improves. Okay? And this is all stuff you need. This is without working. This is how you get stupid rich, free trips without working. Unless you call networking work. So you tracking with me on this?
I am.
Okay. All right. So I'm not. This seminar is not about why depth gets more quality, but it does. I'm not even going to get into it right now. I'm just telling you the quality improves in depth. So the deeper you get, and it's a filtering program that's going on that sorts through people because. Okay, let's just go with that, and I can come back to you and tell you that. All right, so where are you now? Now all this talk, and then I say, where are you in the business? Have you signed up to take the class?
Joe wanted me to come in first, but that's my next.
And hold that mic with that one.
That's my next step.
So you hadn't signed up yet?
No, so that was the next step. I was told to come in first, and then.
You was told to come in first?
Yeah, that's what Joe told me.
Okay. Well, immediately after this, you're going to get signed up?
That's the goal.
Well, I know it's a goal. The question is, are you?
Yep.
Because now watch this. If I talk to him like that before I've talked to him the other way, it's a no-go. Now what I get is a grin and what'd you say? Yes?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes or yeah?
Oh, yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Is like I'm putting in, and then I take out. I'm putting money in the bank, then I put money in the bank, and then I'm probably only been taking out, I'm writing at this time, I'm probably only taking out interest. I'm not even taking out the money I put in to him. And
I'm here.
what say ye? It's going to be good right here. You hang on. What do you say, Ann?
Yeah, what you're saying is really interesting. And I think him signing on now should be the priority, not the goal. He just has to sign on where he's standing, because you don't need to think about it. You don't need to even reflect on it. You're seeing it, you're feeling it. Look at the environment. I'm from Africa. French is my first language. And if I can kick butts, you can do it better.
Haji,
Sir,
what'd she say?
I got the app open, so I'm waiting for it to translate.
What did he say?
He's waiting for that to translate.
You waiting for me to tell you?
Yes, no, but pretty much, it's the same. It's the same thing. She said if she can do it coming from Africa, and French being her first language, predominant language, then you can do it, and you can even do it better. And it's a mindset thing at the end of the day. I really believe so. We all got the opportunity.
I got the same thing from 50 Cent this morning. He said, if you got all the resources and another person don't, or if you don't have all the resources, another person's got all the resources. But if you have energy and excitement and enthusiasm and attitude, you can spank a person that has the resources. If they don't bring the attitude and the resourcefulness and the energy, you can whoop them.
Yes, the same thing with the hard work beats talent. When talent doesn't work hard, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Hard work beats talent. Talent doesn't work hard.
To the mic. I'm going to tell you one more time about the mic. And then it's going to get ugly.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Talent outworks. We said hard work performs talent when talent doesn't.
Yes,
Talent beats
hard work.
nothing when hard work does something. Yeah, y'all get the point. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's people skills and talking to people. Now, the other thing is like my mama. I learned how to talk crazy like my mama, but she never comes back to the point. Like she forgets what the point was. It's called focus. If it looks like I'm not focused, but I'm focused, I'm getting ready to come back to where I need to be. But if you don't go over here and you just got to go, if you just got to go straight there, it won't work. You got to learn how to play the game. You got to learn how to pass the ball, dribble the ball. It's if you can't just run down the court and just drive right down. They set up, they get a charge.
A defense, yeah.
Yeah, they got a defense. And if people go like, well, there's no defense. Yes, there is. There's people trying to keep you from winning. And there's spiritual stuff trying to keep you from winning.
Facts.
I got to keep too quick. There's spiritual stuff trying to keep you. And then people go like, hey, who got the quote? It is not against powers and principalities that ye fight. It is not flesh and blood. Is it? It's and people go like, no, don't get spiritual with me. I'm just telling you,
right.
The head game is a spirit game because you see this stuff that may or may not be real. The fear, false evidence, proof, false evidence appearing real, FEAR, false evidence appearing real. You think this, and it's false. And you got to be able to charge. So come on, man. Especially old Americans, people that you see these movies. Raiders of the Lost Ark. This guy's just every time you turn around, he's using faith. He sticks his hand in something that you think he's going to get eat. Instead, he gets a handful of gold. It's that concept. But it's meeting people, it's networking and sorting through, like, do I think this guy will be bold and talk to other people? Hell yeah. Well, then it's focusing him on that. And then if Joe Dukes has any sense, he's texting him and saying, here's the link to sign up in class immediately. And then I'm going to tell Joe, you tell me when he gets in class. Now, this is a 40-hour class, 40 hours. In America, there's 24 hours in a day. Is that the same way over there in Liberia?
Last time I checked it.
Okay. 2 days, 2 times 24 is 48. So it's a 2-day course. I hear people saying, yeah, it takes people like, sometimes 2 or 3 weeks, but It's a 2-day course, 40 hours. And you don't even have to be focused. You just got to make the computer think you're on there for 40 hours. You ain't even got to be on for. Some states, Mississippi is like a 22-hour. You don't have to be on there long. Matter of fact, if any of y'all can't pass the test, just move to Alabama or Mississippi or one of them states, and it's easier to pass. True facts. You ever been in it?
Where? Alabama?
Mississippi.
No.
Louisiana. All right.
Louisiana, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're going to get a class immediately afterwards.
That's the goal, and then I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's not a goal. It's
going to happen.
Okay. But see how what I'm telling you, he's locked down.
For sure.
But he got locked down because he a whole lot of tentacles and wires and strings and stuff pulling him in. And then people go like, well, what if it don't work? If it don't work, it don't work, then I messed up. But I think it will. And I'm a 99%. Like, and sometimes people will leave here and they go, what do you think I got? I don't know, 50-50. And then other people, I'm like, no, it's probably 80%. And other people say, not a chance in hell. They tell me 7 times they're going to get signed up. And I go like, He don't even know how to sign up. He'd be lucky if he remembers what his name is. You know what I mean? It's just, and you go, now here's the other thing. This is a non-discriminatory, non-judgment. We don't care how tall you are, how short you are, or how fat you are. We don't give a crap. We don't care the color of your skin. We don't care if you're polka dot. We don't give a shit. On the other hand, we're so discriminatory, or I am. I'm discriminating. I'm not going to put my time where I'm wasting my time. So if I think a person's dumb, no gratitude, lazy, blames everything on everybody, gets all, it's just like it's like
lack of accountability.
Lack of accountability. That's what we were talking about. Where's in here? So no. I was talking about it with Madison. Is like, I didn't like the other company because their leads are terrible. Oh God, ours are too. Like
Leads are leads.
What's that, Haji?
Leads are leads.
A lead is an excuse to be at their house where the cops can't arrest you when you're knocking on the door real hard. Cop coming up, man, filled out the paperwork. I don't know what to tell you. Got his address, phone number, hand signature. I don't know what to tell you, boss man. You go beating on a man's door, you ain't got to leave. America, well, depending on what city you're in, you might get arrested. Some cities, they don't care. Or shot. Well, that can happen with a lead.
That part.
Always a chance of getting shot in America, baby. We got guns in America. Yeah. Liberia, Rwanda, they'll cut you with a knife. We'll shoot you. Facts.
Now they'll shoot you there too.
They shoot you there too.
Yeah, that's what you get a double whammy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. To me, this is just a fun game. As long as you can come back to the focus part. Now, let me ask you this. Well, think about this, Aaron. What's Andy going to say to him next? What would be the best thing to say? Well, tell him about the convention coming up. It's not a bad idea. I'm wondering, has he already talked to people about this business? Because I'm trying to go, if he's 22 deep from me, I'm trying to go 23. I'm a one more guy. I get people all the time. I got this guy, and don't start this with me. I got a guy that's got 50 people, and I'm going to recruit him. Like, you just got in the business, you're a minnow, and this guy's a whale, and you're going to swallow the whale. You're going to get indigestion and no premium, and you're going to get embarrassed. And a lot of other bad things happen. You with me? You need to hire one person. And then that person hires one person, and you hire another person. Then you got 3. See how I do the math on that? If all them people get 1, you got 6. If all them people 1, you got 12. 24. 48. Then the math gets hard. 96. You see what I'm saying? So, have you talked to anybody about this business?
from the spiel that I got from Hassan, I was able to tell my brother, a family friend, and I'm awaiting a call with my cousin because they're also interested.
Okay.
Because Hassan tapped in.
All right. So here's what you do. There's a lot of things you got, and then people ask me all the time, how do I say balance between learning how to sell and get my license and recruiting and building? I don't get this. People that come here from Mexico or Africa or Guatemala, very seldom do I get that question. Here's what I hear from them. Is there any way, Mr. Albright, you figured out how to get more than 24 hours? Because I'm working 24 hours, I'm working all the time, and I'm just trying to figure out how to speed things up. They don't try to balance it. They try to get it all done. Everything. So, Americans hit me with, I'm focusing on selling. I'm focusing, the man just sent me a text. I'm focusing on building. That's his excuse for not being able to sell. In other words, I'm focusing on selling because he wants to only call leads because he don't want to build a team because he don't want to get embarrassed. Also, he don't want to work more than, say, 6 or 7 or 8 hours a day at the most. Because they call work, when you're doing something productive, that's what they call work. When you're doing something productive, they call that work. Are you hearing me on my definitions, Aaron? They call it work because it's productive. What if it's fun? Do you still call it work if it's fun? Like I'm telling you, ask Jess. We've worked every day the last 10 days from 7 a.m. to 12:31, one time 2 a.m. We was working. I did it a little bit louder. That's right. Facts. We were productive. You hear me? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. All right, so here's what you do. I'm going to give him advice. This is advice for you. So what you do is you got to get through this class. And while you're getting this you text your buddies or call your buddies and you talk to them and you say, hey, look, and met this, is Hassan your brother? My brother Hassan never talks more than 5, 10, 15 minutes, 35, 45 minutes. You feel like it's a miracle. 2.5 hours talked about this business. He's so excited. Now, I found out about it, and I like it. So what I did is I drove all the way from Snellville, Georgia, east of Atlanta, drove all the way up North Carolina, and met with a guy, and I'm excited about it. You interested in making some money and having a good time with us?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what you do with everybody. And then what you do is you say, all right, here's what's next. And what you really want to do is get them around other people, environment, get them in the environment, and then get them in the environment, and then tell them what to do next, which is get in class, and then get them to start their network. So these 3 people you've talked to, you have a goal is get them in class and get them to start their network. And then your goal is to get them in class and get them to start their network, and then get this other guy to start helping people get in class and start their network. And then what you do is you say, all right, I've got 2 kids and a wife. I need to give me a big insurance policy, like $500 a month or $1,000 a month or $2 right off the gate. So now what you've done, you've set a hell of an example by you buying it right off the bat. Okay? Then all these people that you're bringing on, they buy their policies right off the bat. Now you got 14 policies and nobody's called a lead. And this business is insanely sticky. It's insane. The persistency's phenomenal. In other words, no chargebacks. It sticks. It's people you know and you trust them and they want to believe in their family. And you didn't sell them on it; they bought it. There's a difference in selling somebody something and getting somebody to buy it. Because they buy it, now they bought in. Then you're just like, all right. If a person says no to the opportunity, like building a business, you've got right in front of you. If you know the people and you know his wife and kids. You ask him, what does he have in place? And if he doesn't have anything in place and he don't want to do business, then let's sell him a policy. That's what these guys from Cameroon and Nigeria are doing ballistically.
Right.
And they're pushy with it. And they're pushy the same as I was pushy and my wife was pushy with my children. No offense if your children only eat chicken wings or chicken tenders and French fries. You know, there's kids that do that. If my kids only ate chicken tenders when they was little, they'd starve to death. Because I'd be like, you getting ready to eat some chicken gizzards. You getting ready to just put a steak up in your mouth, boy. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I was pushy with it because I didn't want them to grow up. No offense. This is my world. I didn't want them to grow up weird. No, I don't eat adult food. I'm like, okay. So no offense if you don't eat adult food, but my children eat adult food. And they grow up to be good. And not have people laughing at them when they get old. Because I was pushy with them. So if you're a friend, you're pushy with them, and you get buy life insurance, and if they have a heart attack or cancer or a stroke or something, they got some insurance, so their kids ain't homeless and broke and pathetic, and have to have daggum hot dog suppers and waffle parties to pay for their health bills. Prior plan, just making sense.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you just let them not buy an insurance policy, it'll be like those weirdos when they grow up. You know, or don't teach them how to dress. They ain't never had on nothing but sweatpants. And then they come in here to interview, and immediately, as an employer, you're thinking, we can get them in here cheap. How would you like your children to an interview, and the first thing the company thinks is, oh, they're going to be cheap. You want them to pay your kids. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Am I describing Americans pretty good? Don't be mean, but
I'm learning a lot. We'll put it like that.
You learn it. Not for me. You already learned a lot of this.
Yeah, but I'm getting a different perspective. So it's good to get.
How is this different than what you?
I mean, you're an American born and raised, right? And
Facts.
you've, like you said, you're a redneck or whatever. That I assume that you built your wealth from you. It wasn't handed to you.
Correct.
Okay, so that's a different perspective. I'm talking to you. You're actually not only have you attained it, you're still attaining.
I'm still.
So I'm
still in the fight. So it's kind of like the heritage, like Liberia, Rwanda, South Africa, South Carolina, California. Like, I always thought I was a Southerner until I got older, and I found out my great granddaddy was a Northerner. So then I was like, we're a mixed breed. You know what I'm saying? Part Northern, part Southern. Like a mutt, you know. And then I found out his daddy was from Austria. I was like, I'm almost a damn German. I thought we hated Germans. I am one. And then a German's like, you ain't German, you Austrian. I said, it's right beside you on the map. Same kind of people, same map. Y'all eat the same Burger West, Burger Fest, or beer and stuff.
Oktoberfest?
Whatever. I don't know. I don't know.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. All this time.
All damn time. I'm one of them.
You perpetrating the fraud?
Except perpetrating a fraud.
The North.
I'm a damn Yankee.
That's funny. Yeah, no, you're from the West. So Austria, that's North. What, you tell me. You can tell me, right? Where's Austria?
It's right beside Germany.
That's all the way east? All the way east, right?
Is it north or east?
We're going to make a left.
I'm about to say something, get in trouble right here. Did I hear Terry Edwards' voice? That's like, this is not as colorful as a statement could be. Like, this statement could be more colorful than I'm going to say it. I know more about Africa than I know about Europe.
That's good. Got to always take it from the beginning.
Oh, shoot. The Lord have mercy. Okay, so if this feels like work for you, then this is not for you. Does that make sense? Like if it's
100%.
huh?
Yeah. My thing is, if you get to do something that you love doing, and every day you're figuring out a new way to keep doing it, that's it.
Yeah, and if I fail, I don't care.
Right.
Because failure to me is not making a sale, not recruiting somebody. Like I didn't recruit him, I failed. I got another friend. People quit me all the time, and then they come back. And then people don't want to do it, and then they get fired. My son-in-law, I'm talking to him, and he's just doing this business just to keep me happy. Like he got this big job. He starts out making $75,000, then he's $125,000, $150,000 on his job, right? And he's working with me on the side, making money on the side and building his business. And I'm like, any minute now, they gonna screw him. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be excited. Right? So I'm just building a relationship. He's building a network, building a team. And he got up like $200 and some $1,000. And then they promoted him into management. I said, they done promoted him into management. That's what we say down here, rednecks say management. They don't say management. It's management. And so then they hit him, you know what I mean? They took his commission part off, and he looked at his check. He done made 160. And he got mad. I was happy. Because I was like, he's going to get it now. And he was not surprised either. Because I've been telling him what was going to happen. He was ready for it. When he's ready, he said, you're right. I said, what are you thinking? He said, I'm thinking I'll wait till January and get my bonus, and I'm leaving. I said, that's good thinking. You don't want to leave now and miss that bonus in January. It's only a couple months. Does that make sense? It's like I didn't feel like I was failing with him. I just feel like it was happening later. Okay, so your job, okay, my question is, Ann, have you talked to everybody you know in America? Because that's what your task is to talk to them, let them know what you're doing, and then get them started. Do you feel like you've already contacted all your people, Ann, and now you're starting into the 3 foot? Well, see, the 3 foot rule don't happen until you finish the all you know rule. Winston, you look like you are from here, born here.
Virginia.
Born in Virginia. Okay, you don't have a mic, but okay, so what I'm saying is you switch out with Jameson. I mean, yeah. All right. Hey man, nice to meet you. You be right there. I'll still be talking to you, but switch out right here. You got to come up here because I want them to see that what it looks like when you're born here. You ain't born. All right. I like the way you set up straight and everything. All right, here we go.
Military.
Tell me about it.
What? 4 years in the Army.
Good job. What'd you do? What's your job?
I was field artillery. I was the chief of section. So I had a paladin. Paladin is like a tank, but shoots artillery. I was in charge of one of those.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Seen them in the movies and stuff. Okay. What was
Before that, I did hearing aids.
You did hearing aids?
Yeah. Hearing aid sales.
That's a good job, too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your job is to talk to everybody. And I'm telling you, that's your job, too.
Sure.
All the people from that you were in the Army with, college with, high school with. You have children?
No.
Married?
Yes.
Married?
Yes.
Okay. If you keep it there, you don't. It doesn't look odd either. People say, "What? It looks odd if I keep." No, it don't. If you watch television, they do it all the time. They never do this and do this. They just do like this. Now watch this. I'm time out. I'm training all the time because here's what people say to me. Well, he's only been working with me 2 weeks. He's been working with me 5 minutes and I'm covering stuff. He said stuff straight. I know he's in the Army and you with me? Like I'm just wide open, both barrels if I like somebody. And by the way, if I quit hammering them and working hard with them, there's your tip that I think I'm wasting my time. I'm still nice as everything. Try to keep that poker face, but I'm really looking for a reason. I'm looking for reasons to work with you, and I'm looking for reasons to never work with you. I'm looking for both. Remember, talk too much, don't talk enough.
Keep it in the
super
middle.
Intelligent, super stupid. So how about this? He's so heavenly bound, he's no earthly good. I like a spiritual guy, but that's time to eat, bro. If my food gets cold while you're praying, you done prayed too long. Does that make sense? Like ain't but so much. Ain't so much I can take. All right. And have you talked to all your people?
My one market, I think I've talked to all my people, but I'm still creating new people, new connections. So I don't think I've talked to all my people.
Okay, well then you got work to do. Haji, have you talked to all your Marine friends?
No, not yet. I have a lot.
Are you making progress?
Oh yes. Daily recruiting here.
Calling everybody you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Aaron, all your superstar movie friends, are you calling them?
I did when I first got in the business, but I've been mostly looking at licensed agents recently, so I have not been hitting my warm market. No.
Do you want to ask me what I think about that?
I already know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
I'm a dum-dum.
Somebody gave me a bag of dum-dums at the convention. Deborah, where are my dum-dums? Because I want to give him one. What do you think I say that is? Why do you think I think that's dumb?
Maybe one back ended in Maryland.
Why do you think it's dumb, Haji?
Oh, I think it's really because that's sitting and that's giving a chance for somebody else to recruit them without showing them exactly what you're doing.
Okay, watch. Morehead City is east of here. But if you are traveling on, say, 4th of July or Labor Day, and you're going towards Morehead City east, the traffic is terrible. Terrible. And it's slow. But Aaron, it's only about a 3.5 hour drive. So it might take you 6 hours, but you'll get there. So you'll only go 150 miles in 6 hours. Versus if you went towards Asheville, which is west, you can go 150 miles in 3 hours, 2.5 hours, probably because there's no traffic. Mm-hmm. That's why calling license lists feels so good, because you're going fast and the trees are going by and you're just driving down the road, drinking, texting, talking. You just fired up like we're gonna get there, and you're just driving and driving and driving and driving. But the other way, slower. And you got, look at them fools. They gonna take forever to get to Morehead City. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to get to Morehead City faster because I'm getting more miles. And I don't have to stop and eat because I packed my lunch. They don't have to get their license because they already got their license. Does that make sense? Versus your friend who has had a job for the last 9 years, as opposed to Ruru over here, who don't have a job because his wife supports him, and he's telling her that he's trying to do this, and she needs to be patient, and she's paying all the bills. Or they're just living a life on social media looking like they're doing good, and they're not, and they're really broke as dirt. You look at their shoes, you look at their belt, you look at their watch. You don't even want to Google their address and look at the house where they live. The shack they shacking up in. You with me?
Yeah.
Now, do you see what I'm saying? Like if it takes him a week, which would be shocking if it takes him a week. It might take a week, but I don't know about this guy. How long have you signed up for class?
No.
Who recruited you? Jameson?
Jameson.
Is he down in Tampa?
I think it was Missouri, maybe. I'm not 100%.
Is there another name you know? Do you know another person that's recruited you?
No.
Clay?
Beasley Jameson. Joseph Jameson's in Missouri.
Yeah, that's my upline.
Right, Missouri?
St. Louis.
Joseph Jameson.
Yeah.
Was he out at the cabin with us?
No.
He's in Cabo.
He was in Cabo with us.
Yes, Cabo.
He brought him as his guest. Okay. And then Jameson recruited him.
Correct.
Has he told you to get in class yet?
No. This is like my first interaction with this at all.
Yeah.
I just got my license July 7th.
Well, you already got your license.
Yes, I have.
You don't need to get in class.
No.
Why'd you get an insurance license?
I've always been in sales, so I did hearing aid sales kind of before this. I mean, hearing aids is like medical and sales together. I had my own business. COVID messed that up.
What business was that?
Just my own practice selling hearing aids. So I was mobile. I went to people's homes, did the hearing test, got them hearing aids.
It just occurred to me. I'm getting a new generation Oticons out here, and I was just thinking that the girl, her mama is the doctor, her mama is the you,
Yeah.
and then she just works there because of her mama, and then she's a baby making machine. She had 2 of them, and she just keeps having babies, and so this is the little girl that helps me, and I have not showed her this opportunity. I want to take out my little bat and hit myself in the head.
You're dum-dum.
I'm a dum-dum.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't dumb as him, but I'm dumb. I've got an appointment with her next week, and I'm going to give it everything I got. I'm going to say, look at here, Alicia. I am apologizing. I have not offered you the opportunity to get in business with me. And she's going to say, I'm so excited to work with you, man. I love you. I got to know it. Okay. So did somebody encourage you to get your insurance license, or did you just?
It just looked like a growing kind of field, and I was in sales. I didn't want to do hearing aids anymore.
I got a friend.
Yeah.
He was a tow motor driver, a fork truck.
Sure.
He called it a high-low. You know why he called it a high-low?
Because it goes high and low.
Exactly. Sometimes the forks be high, sometimes they be low. So he called it a high-low machine. And he was riding around on his fork truck one day, and he said, I was thinking to myself, you ought to get an insurance license and make a lot of money. And he did.
Yeah.
He's in business with us. He's up there in Detroit.
Okay.
You'll meet him named Jeremico. High-low operator. Now multi-6-figure income insurance guy. So you and him kind of like. You was a hearing aid guy who occurred to you. He was a fork truck driver.
Well, then I was an Army guy. Now I'm an insurance guy.
So have you tried any companies out?
No.
We're the first.
You are the second.
Okay, the part where I said, have you tried any out?
Well, so I haven't like signed with anybody, but I'm
You're interviewing. Trying to decide which is the best opportunity.
Exactly.
Who else you talk to?
Globe Life. I mean, I'll be open.
That's a great company. No, that's a great company, Aaron. You like this?
Great.
Negativity.
I've heard some things, so we'll see.
That's a great company. Did they show you their leads?
No.
That's because they ain't got none.
Yeah. Been finding that out.
Did they show you the quality of their products?
No.
That's because it ain't none.
Hey, I'm new to the business, so
You don't know what you don't know.
I don't know what I don't know. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's 3 different categories. A guy who decided to get in this insurance has never tried anything and you don't know him. A guy that already has his insurance license, he tried 17 different companies. And a guy that's had a job for the last 8 years, and he's a friend of yours, and you know him, and you get him in insurance. I do another category. A guy who was talked into it by a company like Globe, gets involved, no leads, no help, no support, no training, runs a quote, gets beat out by F&G Life or Core Bridge or one of the other 19 companies that we beat them. That's the 4th category. Which one would you pick of those 4 categories? I don't know if you can remember all 4 categories, Aaron, but I can repeat them. Which one would you pick out of those 4 categories? The friend.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Okay.
People say this business is easy. That's why it's difficult. It really is easy. Haji, which one would you pick out of those 4 categories?
I'm picking a friend.
Good choice, Haji.
Thank you.
And I have a question. Between Craig and Haji, which one's the best?
You are putting me on a tight corner.
I have another question. Your kid that you lost, what is his name?
His name was Royal White.
Wayne?
White.
Lawrence?
White.
What'd you say, Raji?
Cole White. W-H-Y-T-T.
White.
White.
Yeah.
So White and Craig and Haji. If White had lived and you had to compare them, which one do you think would have been the best?
White would have been the pusher.
Yeah. Why is it?
Haji would say
agrees.
that.
Haji agrees.
Haji told me when we were coming down to North Carolina, he said if White was to be here, he would have been the one to become regional manager like in 3 months. Haji said that.
I'm glad you brought up regional manager. I'm glad you brought up regional manager. I'm glad you brought up regional manager. At 4 o'clock Eastern today, I have an emergency required call with all regional managers and above at 4 p.m. today. If you can jump on that call, if you're a regional manager or above, and we're going to talk about the glow bonus, we're going to talk about convention. There's a couple of subjects that I really need to talk to y'all about. It's emergency and it's required. Okay, I just looked at my phone and I found out that I have been making double time for the last few minutes. I'm so excited for my hourly pay that I'm going to get more in my paycheck.
It's a good time.
So I want to talk some more about this. You got another minute?
I have exactly a minute.
Okay. 8 minutes or a minute?
A minute.
Okay.
Uno minuto.
How many languages you speak?
1.
Okay. You see how simple this is? You see how simple this is? And then you do it, and 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 you just don't care. And you get better at it. And you read these books, and you listen to these audios, and you hang around the right people. And it's life-changing. And when I first heard this, I thought, and I was thinking, this can't be that possible. And when I first heard this, it was not in insurance. It was in soap sales and vitamin sales and lotions and potions and stuff like that. And I built that, and I made so much money there. I quit all my job. My wife quit her job, and I had freedom. Okay? And I had a big network, but not so much money. I wasn't broke. Well, I was broke compared to I am now. I was making like maybe 100,000, maybe 150. But then when I put insurance together with what I had learned about networking, first year I made 200,000, second year 400,000, then 800,000, then $2 million my fourth year. Now, people like Ann and Bridget have come into this business with a new American attitude, and they're making 200,000 first 6 months and 400,000 first year. And I'm so excited. And I was talking to this guy in his 80s, and he said, he's normal American like me. He was working on the trains. He was like an engineer on trains. And he's just like, but he said, I'm kind of, and he's old, in his 80s. He said, I'm starting to work with new Americans. And he said, I think you should too. And I listened to him and I was like, see, Aaron, a lot of people, when they hear the truth, they just refuse to believe it and they just keep doing the wrong thing. And that's what I do a lot of times too. But this time it hit me right. And I went, I'm going to change. Just like that. You could too. You can too, Haji. Well, Haji, you can just copy your mama more. Copy mama more. Not many people you can say that to. Copy your mama more. But with Haji, yes. And Craig, their other son, is a ever more badass. He's an agency manager, 18 years old, got a big network going, selling like crazy, and full-time college student. And he wants to win another national championship. He's already in wrestling. So don't get me wrong. Anybody born in Lower Alabama or Los Angeles, either LA, okay, can change their mind and become a new American. It's like you've heard of new in Christ. You be new in insurance. You with me? Born again. Now let me tell y'all one tip. If you become a new Christian, the devils are going to be pissed and come at you like lightning. You become a new American, guess what's going to happen? The devils are coming at you. So just because you make the decision today, this is called an altar call if you ain't never heard one. If you make the decision today, do not think tomorrow you're going to be walking on the golden streets. If you make the decision today at 2:19 on July 30th that you're going to become a new American and join us, That's when the problems are going to start. And if the problems start hitting you, then you know you go in the right direction. It's just like if you're going towards Asheboro, when you want to get to Morehead City, and you turn around and you go, I made a decision to turn my life around, you get ready to hit traffic.
Reach.
And when you hit that traffic, you're going to say, why did I ever turn around and make a decision to follow him? And then you look down and you're out of gas.
Come on. Break it.
All right, I got to go. Somebody pass the hat and let's get out of here. Your minute's up. Thank y'all. Thanks for your presentation. I'm out. See you.
See you guys.
Peace.
Turn this thing off. Y'all got to go do